Hello friends, welcome to Mock Test channel. If you guys are preparing for PSCRB exit exam or refresher PSCRB exit exam, look no further as this video covers all the latest exam questions and it also covers the answers to these questions. So let's begin. You are picking up a person who has fallen overboard. A rescue boat should be maneuvered to normally approach the victim with the A. Victim to leeward, B. Victim to windward, C. Wind on your port side, D. Wind on your starboard side. Correct answer is A. Victim to leeward. Which will be the worst emergencies that you would face if it happens? A. Flooding, B. Collision, C. Grounding, D. Foundering. Correct answer is D. Foundering. What is the biggest danger to life when your vessel has collided with another ship? A. Oil pollution, B. Bilging of compartments, C. Damage to the ship, D. Possibility of capsizing. Correct answer is D. Possibility of capsizing. If the hydrostatic mechanism for an inflatable life raft is not periodically serviced and becomes inoperative, it will not A. Set the water tight on immersion, B. Release the die marker for the life raft, C. Free the life raft from a sinking vessel, D. Break the seal on the carbon cylinder. Correct answer is C. Free the life raft from a sinking vessel. If you reach shore in a life raft, the first thing to do is A. Drag the raft ashore and lash it down for shelter, B. Find some wood for a fire, C. Get the provision out of the raft, D. Set the raft back out to sea so someone may spot it. Correct answer is A. Drag the raft ashore and lash it down for shelter. When a person who has fallen overboard is being picked up by a rescue boat, the boat should normally approach with the wind A. Astern and the victim just off the blow, B. Ahead and victim just off the blow, C. Just off the blow and the victim to windward, D. Just off the bow and victim to leeward. Correct answer is D. Just off the bow and the victim to leeward. A person has fallen overboard and is being picked up with a rescue boat. If the person appears in danger of drowning, the rescue boat should be maneuvered to make A. An approach from the leeward, B. An approach from the windward, C. The most direct approach, D. An approach across the wind. Correct answer is C. The most direct approach. If the hydrostatic release mechanism for an inflatable life raft is not periodically serviced and becomes inoperable, it will fail to A. Set the water light on immersion, B. Release the die marker, the life raft, C. Free the raft from the vessel, D. Break the seal on the carbon dioxide cylinder. Correct answer is C. Free the raft from the vessel. If you are forced to abandon the ship in a lifeboat, you should A. Remain in the immediate vicinity, B. Head for the nearest land, C. Head for the closest sea lanes, D. Vote on what to do so all hands will have a part in the decision. Correct answer is A. Remain in the immediate vicinity. When making a permanent repair to an inflatable life using a repair kit, how long the repair is made should you hold off the topping up the lost air? A. You do not have to hold off. B. 12 hours. C. 24 hours. D. 2 hours. Correct answer is C. 24 hours. What prevents an inflatable life raft from being pulled under by a vessel which sinks in water over 100 feet in depth? A. Hydrostatic release, B. Nothing, C. A rotometer release, D. The weak link in the painter line. Correct answer is the weak link in the painter line. What is placed on the underside of the inflatable life raft to help prevent it from being skidded by wind or overturned? A. Ballast bags, B. A keel, C. Strikes, D. Sea anchor. Correct answer is A. Ballast bags. The purpose for the bag or box on the top of some survival craft is to A. Ride the craft in case of capsizing. B. Increase area for radar detection. C. Act as a sail in case of power loss. D. Steady the craft in heavy seas. Correct answer is A. Ride the craft in case of capsizing. If your vessel is equipped with inflatable life raft, how should they be maintained? A. Have your crew check them annually. B. They do not need any maintenance. C. Have them sent ashore to an approved maintenance facility annually. D. Have them serviced by the shipyard annually. Correct answer is C. Have them sent ashore to an approved maintenance facility annually. On most make of inflatable life rafts, the batteries to operate the light inside of the life raft can be made to last longer by A. Unscrewing the bulb during daylight. B. Operating the switch for the light. C. Taking no action as there is no way of preserving power. D. Taking no action as they shut off automatically in daylight. Correct answer is B. Operating the switch for the light. The number one lifeboat on ship would be found A. On the port side, B. On the starboard side, C. Aft of the forward lifeboat on the port side, D. Aft of the forward lifeboat on the starboard side. Correct answer is B. On the starboard side. If your vessel is equipped with inflatable life rafts, how should they be maintained? A. Have your crew check them annually. B. They do not need any maintenance. C. Have them sent ashore to an approved maintenance facility. Have them serviced by the shipyard. Correct answer is have them sent ashore to an approved maintenance facility. The marine evacuation system shall be capable of transfer of persons from ship within A. 5 minutes in case of passenger ship. B. 10 minutes in case of passenger ship. C. 20 minutes in case of passenger ship. D. 30 minutes in case of passenger ship. Correct answer is D. 30 minutes in case of passenger ship. The marine evacuation system shall be capable of deployment A. By 1 person, B. By 2 persons, C. By 3 persons, D. By 4 persons. Correct answer is A. By 1 person. If you have abandoned ship is very high seas in a survival craft, when should you remove the safety pin and pull the hook release? A. Immediately upon launching. B. 1 to 3 feet before the first wave contact. C. Upon the first wave contact. D. Only when waterborne. Correct answer is B. 1 to 3 feet before the first wave contact. Provided every effort is used to produce as well as preserve body moisture content by avoiding perspiration, how long it is normally possible to survive without stored quantities of water? Options A. Up to 3 days. B. 8 to 14 days. C. 15 to 20 days. D. 25 to 30 days. Correct answer is B. 8 to 14 days. The offload release system on survival craft is designed to be activated A. When there is no load on the cable. B. When there is a load on the cable. C. Only when the doors are closed. D. When the engine is started. Correct answer is when there is no load on the cable. A life must be connected with the life raft A. At the bow. B. At the stern. C. In the middle. D. All around. Correct answer is all around. Your ship sinking rapidly. A container on inflatable life raft has bobbed to the surface upon function of hydrostatic release. Which action should you take? A. Cut the painter so it will knot the life raft container down. B. Swim away from the container so you will not be in the danger as it goes down. C. Take no action because the painter will cause the life raft to inflate and open the container. D. Manually open the container and inflate the life raft with a hand pump. Correct answer is C. Take no action because the painter will cause the life raft to inflate and open the container. Limit switches on the gravity davits should be tested by A. engineers from a panel in the engine room. B. Shutting off the current to winch. C. Pushing the switch lever arm while the winch is running. Correct answer is C. Pushing the switch lever arm while the winch is running. The handbrake of a lifeboat, which is A. Manually disengaged when hoisting a lifeboat. B. Applied by dropping the counterweighted lever. C. Controlled by centrifugal brake mechanism. D. Automatically engaged if lowering speed is excessive. Correct answer is applied by dropping the counterweighted lever. The sea painter of an inflatable life raft should be A. Free running on deck. B. Flaked out next to the case. C. Secured to permanent object on deck via weak link. D. Stored near the raft. Correct answer is C. Secured to permanent object on deck via weak link. What is the purpose of the limit switch on gravity davits? A. To cut off the power when the davits hit the track safety stops. B. To stop the davits going too fast. C. To cut off the power when the davits are about 12 inches or more from the track safety slopes. Correct answer is to cut off the power when davits are about 12 inches or more from the track safety stops. To turn over an inflatable life raft that is upside down, you should pull on the A. Canopy, B. Man ropes, C. Sea painter, D. Writing strap. Correct answer is D. Writing strap. The purpose of the tripping line on a sea anchor is to A. Aid in casting off, B. The drift of the vessel, C. Aid in its recovery, D. Maintain maximum resistance to broaching. Correct answer is C. Aids in its recovery. Using a sea anchor with the survival craft will A. Reduce the drift rate, B. Keep the survival craft from turning over, C. Aid in recovering the survival craft, D. Increase your visibility. Correct answer is A. Reduce your drift rate. You are in the lifeboat in heavy sea. Your boat is dead in the water and unable to make way. To prevent broaching, you should A. Take no action. Broaching is recommended in heavy seas. B. Put out a sea anchor. C. Put out a sea painter. D. Fill the bottom of the boat with about 1 foot of water to make it ride better. Correct answer is B. Put out a sea anchor. If you hear the sound of a gas escaping from the life raft after it has inflated, you should A. Quickly hunt for the hole before the raft is deflated. B. Check the sea anchor line for a tear if the seas are rough. C. Check the painter line attachment for a tear caused by initial opening. D. Not panic as the relief valves allow excess pressure to escape. Correct answer is D. Not panic as the relief valve allow excess pressure to escape. A self-righting survival craft will return to an upright position provided that all personnel A. Are seated with the seatbelts on and doors shut. B. Are seated with the seatbelts on and doors open. C. Are with the shift to one side and its right. D. Escape from the craft. Correct answer is A. Are seated with the seatbelts on and doors shut. Your rescue boat is broken down and rolling in heavy seas. You can reduce the possibility of capsizing by A. Shifting the rudder constantly. B. Moving all personnel forward and low. C. Moving all personnel aft. D. Rigging a sea anchor. Correct answer is D. Rigging a sea anchor. Which steps should you normally take when with those who have board in the life in an emergency? A. Ration and food and water supplies. B. Take anti-dip seasickness pills if available. C. Determine the position and close point of land. D. Check pyrotechnic supplies. Correct answer is take anti-seasickness pills if available. Seasickness is caused by rolling or rocking motions which affect the fluids in the A. Stomach, B. Lower intestine, C. Inner ear, D. Bladder. Correct answer is C. Inner ear. You involved in an emergency landing of a helicopter on the water. You should inflate your life jacket. A. Upon entering the helicopter. B. Prior to reaching the water. C. After reaching the water but prior to exiting the helicopter. D. After exiting clear of the helicopter. Correct answer is D. After exiting clear of the helicopter. When personnel are lifted by helicopter from an inflatable life raft, the personnel on the raft should A. Deflate the floor of the raft to reduce the danger of capsizing. B. Inflate the floor of the raft to provide for additional stability. C. Remove their life jackets to prepare for the transfer. D. Take in sea anchor to prevent fouling of the rescue sling. Correct answer is A. Deflate the floor of the raft, reduce the danger of capsizing. When a helicopter is lifting the personnel from an enclosed lifeboat, the other individuals in the boat should A. Enter the water in case the person being lifted slips from the sling. B. Stand on the outside of the boat to assist the person being lifted. C. Remove their life jackets to prepare for their transfer to the helicopter. D. Remain seated inside to provide the weight for stability. Correct answer is G. Remain seated inside to provide the weight for stability. A man aboard a vessel signaling by raising and lowering of his outstretched arms to each side is indicating A. Danger, stay away. B. All is clear, it is safe to pass. C. All is clear, it is safe to approach. D. A distress signal. Correct answer is D. A distress signal. You hear on the radio telephone the word security spoken 3 times. This indicates a message about the safety of navigation will follow. B. A message about an urgent nature about the safety of ship will follow. C. Send in distress and request immediate assistance. D. You should secure radio telephone. Correct answer is a message about safety of navigation will follow. The master of the vessel shall make sure that EPIRB is tested. A. Daily. B. Weekly. C. Every 2 weeks. D. Monthly. Correct answer is D. Monthly. A line throwing appliance is used. A. To pick up a survivor in the water. B. To bring a life raft in the water to the ship. C. To make connection between the distressed safe ship to pass towing line. D. To connect to a lifeboat in the water. Correct answer is C. To make connection between a distressed safe ship to pass towing line. The master ensure that the emergency position indicating radio beacon is A. Secured inside the wheelhouse. B. Tested annually. C. Tested monthly. D. Secured in emergency locker. Correct answer is C. Tested monthly. Handheld red flares expire 42 months from the date of manufacture. Floating orange smoke distress signals expire after how many months? A. 18 months. B. 24 months. C. 42 months. D. 60 months. Correct answer is C. 42 months. Your vessel has been damaged and is taking on water, but you do not require immediate assistance. You would prefer a message advising other vessels of the situation with A. Mayday, mayday, mayday. B. Pan, pan. C. Security, security, security. D. SOS, SOS, SOS. Correct answer is pan, pan 3 times. What is the life-saving signal if you are seen in assistance will be given as soon as possible? A. Green star rocket. B. Red star rocket. C. Orange smoke signal. D. Horizontal motion flag. Correct answer is C. Orange smoke signal. Line throwing apparatus is provided on board for A. Berthing alongside. B. Contact with other ship. C. Hoisting flags. D. Sending messenger line. The correct answer is D. sending messenger line. Friends, hope you found this content useful. If you found it useful, please make sure that you hit on that thumbs up button so that most of the candidates who are appearing for this exam could get these answers and they can pass their exam in the first attempt. In the meanwhile, if you are facing difficulties remembering the answers to the question, I would ask you to play this video again and try answering the answers by yourself.